Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Welcome in to what is going to be an absolute titanic battle. Paris Saint-Germain looking to go back-to-back in the UEFA Champions League and make it the second side to do so, going up against Arsenal. The Gunners have won the Premier League. They've already won the FA Cup. Mikel Arteta is searching for a third major trophy in charge of this Arsenal side. It is a massive side now. And at the club, it is a massive, massive football club. The one that they're yet to get their hands on is a European trophy. And tonight could be the night for them to get their hands on the UEFA Champions League and make this team legendary. But we'll have to wait. We've got 90 minutes to see against this absolute gigantic Paris Saint-Germain side that just seem inevitable. But if any team can do it, it's going to be Arsenal. It's time for the anthem. Listen to the noise. And the Puskás Arena. It is time for the talking to be over and for the games to begin. This is going to be absolutely epic as the players shake their hands out of this massive European final. England taking on France. London taking on Paris. Time for the lineups for Paris Saint-Germain. Safonov starting goal. The only player not to start last year's UEFA Champions League final. Nuno Mendes is at left back. Achraf Hakimi fit enough, for right back. It's Pacho and Marquinhos at the heart of the defence. The skipper has been fabulous in this tournament so far. That means João Neves, Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz returned into midfield once again, reigniting the three who started last year's Champions League final. Kvaratskhelia is on the left, Ousmane Dembele is down the middle, and on the right is Desiree Doué. He's gone on the radar considering everyone else who's been mentioned in the lead up to this game here. The referee here having a chat with both skippers. As I said, this is basically an identical lineup to what we saw last season in the final in Munich. These players know what it takes, and this side knows what it takes. Now it's time for Arsenal. David Raya in the sticks. He's been absolutely beautiful in this tournament here. Nkapia as a left back. It is Christian Mosquera at right back. That's the big news. It is Saliba and Gabriel at the back. Lewis Skelly joins Rice in midfield. That means further forward, the skipper Ødegaard returns, Trossard on the left, Bukayo Saka from the right, and up top, it's not Viti Gyökeres, it's Kai Havertz, who's preferred more big games this season. He's obviously won the Champions League with Chelsea against Manchester City only a few seasons ago. It's a great tifo display from the Arsenal fans. Paris Saint-Germain, the huddle on the halfway line. Both teams ready now. The build-up coming to an end. The talking. It's time for that to be over. And it's time for football to be played. An absolute coliseum of a football arena here in Budapest. Playing at a stadium named after one of football's greats. And there we go. It is time for kickoff in the UEFA Champions League final. A 34th edition of the Champions League. And we've got an England versus France battle. It is Paris Saint-Germain in their traditional blue, kicking from right to left. It's Arsenal in their traditional red, from left to right. Enrique searching a third Champions League final trophy. Second in a row with this Paris Saint-Germain side. The second time to do it in the Champions League era, to go back-to-back since Real Madrid. Whereas for Arsenal, they're looking to create history. They're looking to become the first Arsenal team to go and win the UEFA Champions League and the first European trophy in Arsenal's cabinet. They've won the Premier League. They've ended a 22-year drought. Is it time for them to end a club's history-long drought for European silverware? So many subplots today. They've already got an Arsenal set piece inside of a minute. They're attacking the goal on which the Paris Saint-Germain fans are making a lot of noise behind. Declan Rice over this set piece. Have you seen him all season long? Delivers a floating diagonal ball. Gabriel wins initial contact. No one for the second ball, and that runs away. Safanov can have the goal kick. So important to have these two teams start. An Arsenal side that hasn't experienced this sort of occasion outside of Kai Havertz. They have not been on club football's biggest stage. But Paris Saint-Germain, they want to get a goal early. As I said in the prediction video, the goal in the first half really puts them on the front foot and gives them a great stranglehold of this game here. They'll believe they scored in the first half that Arsenal easy pickings. We know how they started that game versus Inter Milan last season. 5-0 thrashing, the biggest European Cup final victory margin of any side. And they want to replicate that. And that was down to their energy, the intensity, the pressing which they showed. And them being unequivocally them. Nuno Mendes skipping past Bukayo Saka. That's a matchup we're going to be very keen to keep an eye on for. This pass interrupted by Leandro Trossard, but possession remains with Paris Saint-Germain with João Neves. Massive summer to come for him in Portugal, you'd assume. There's one more game in between that and the opener of the World Cup. You've already seen the dynamism of the front line. Ousmane Dembele drifting out wide left. Kvaratskhelia going down the middle. Arsenal going to have to be very vigilant to stop this Paris Saint-Germain front line for causing them all sorts of problems. Vitinha. He's Desiree Doué, as I said, in the build-up. He has not had a lot of conversation surrounding him, considering a lot of the chat about Dembele and Kvaratskhelia and the work of the others. He's sort of gone under the radar, but we mustn't forget he absolutely took the world by storm with a double in the Champions League final last campaign. And looked at the same here against his Arsenal backline. Fabian Ruiz, who's been splendid in this midfield after that Euro 2024 run with Spain. I looked at it, like, once again, be the player that, despite not having all the attention, can tear apart any side. He's kept out Lorenzo Emery for this one. He's been a frequent starter in league and cup play. Fabian Ruiz in the big game is preferred. Such is the player's brilliance. Nuno Mendes wins a throw off Christian Mosquera. It'll be a Paris Saint-Germain throw inside of 4 minutes. It's Nuno Mendes throw. The Frenchman Saliba winning that battle. And Saka throwing himself to the ground and getting a free kick off Fabian Ruiz. The referee not having it in the early moments. He looked to stamp his authority. Big talking to from the referee, who was in charge of Arsenal's semi-final. Declan Rice put under pressure by that pass from Gabriel. The hook around the corner finds Kai Havertz. He'll be able to drop in and occupy a central midfield role. That Marquinhos pass has taken a nick and it's fallen away of Kai Havertz. Early chance for Havertz. He scored! Kai Havertz and Arsenal take the lead inside of 5 minutes. And the Gunners have gone down Paris Saint-Germain. Dream start. Champions League final is his stage. And Kai Havertz has made a mark here again. What a moment for Arsenal Football Club. It's chaos out the back. Is it Marquinhos' pass who gets broken up? And Kai Havertz is on the scraps, and in a blink of an eye, he's at the other end. I thought he took it too far. The angle had tightened. But just absolutely roasting the top of the net. And Arsenal take the lead inside of 5 minutes. It's dream start for the Gunners. It's Arteta artwork. It's Marquinhos on the halfway line. Trossard, a great pressing effort, winning that ball back. It falls to the feet of the German. And he knows all too well how to make a difference in the Champions League final. He's won a final before with Chelsea. He might do it the same again here with Arsenal. Oh, what a finish from Kai Havertz. It's on to you now, Paris Saint-Germain. How do they respond? Kvaratskhelia now. And foul against Vitinha on Skelly. And when this Arsenal side score, well, they don't concede many. David Raya conceded only 4 goals in 13 games starting the Champions. He's kept so many clean sheets this season. Golden Glove in the Premier League. Rock solid in the Champions League. By going 1-0 up, it's at 5 minutes. I think it's Mikel Arteta's dream scenario. It's those Arsenal fans' dream scenario. Whenever they call this man here, Kai Havertz, he always delivers. Nine Champions League clean sheets. And look at what's going on here in midfield. Declan Rice just left a boot on Fabian Ruiz. I don't think anything else will happen from there. But I honestly think this is dreamland for Arsenal. To go 1-0 up instead of 5 minutes. 9 clean sheets so far in the Champions League. A record-breaking 10 will secure them the title. Is Arsenal utopia. Desiree Doué skipping away. Nkapia back to defend. Cross goes in the box. Saliba deals with it. And his headed clearance falls away. Leandro Trossard, who was the architect of that opening goal. Hakimi back to cover though, as he will do all day long. Paris Saint-Germain need to wake up. Luis Enrique, he knows how to win big tournaments. He knows how to win big games, but this is going to be a different challenge. Arsenal are keeping their high line though. Just around the halfway line. Trying to limit the space for Paris Saint-Germain to operate into. Saka winning the ball off Ousmane Dembele, but illegally, and deemed a foul by the German referee. Mikel Arteta said in the build-up, the title has given them belief. It's given them confidence. That's a dangerous thing for this Arsenal side to have, because that felt like the only thing that was missing. They've got so much ability, so much talent. It just felt like the mentality game was the thing that was missing. Well, now they've got it. Vitinha winning that back. Ødegaard wins it back off him. Havertz offside, so the ball will be back with Paris Saint-Germain and they go quickly. Doué. Chops the inside, then the outside. Capia with him. Mendes. Kvaratskhelia. They're sending two to him. He looks to just operate wherever he likes. Dembele has drifted out of the way, and Kvaratskhelia now is in the centre forward position. Hakimi. Vitinha. Doué. Can they unpick this Arsenal lock? That's the question now. After going 1-0 down, the onus falls on Paris Saint-Germain's shoulders, and that is not what they would have wanted. They would have wanted to take the lead and force Arsenal out their shells. Doué chopping inside. Desiree Doué looking for Kvaratskhelia. They haven't dealt with it. Oh, gee. Massive challenge from Gabriel. He just sent that the ball was about to drop to Kvaratskhelia, but the Brazilian got in the way. Team defending for Arsenal. Got a set piece to deal with now. How much goes short? Whipped in towards the back stick and not kept alive by Fabian Ruiz. Out of all players, they make the mistake. The camera falls into Marquinhos, and just shocking. Did not expect that from a veteran leader of this football club. A man that you never see make mistakes. Uber consistency normally with him. But such as the big stage, even the biggest players and the most consistent players can make errors. Havertz just battling away with him, but Marquinhos ends up winning that battle. He needs to make up for that mistake. If there's any positive for PSG, there's so much time left in this game. And then the questions are happening. Is there a time in a game to score? Is there an ideal time? Is there too early of a time to score? Have Arsenal done that? Have to wait and see how this game ends up panning out. That's a great ball from Doué. Fabian Ruiz has made that forward run. Fabian Ruiz pulled it wide. Always unlikely in that situation on his left foot to find the back of the net. But a big chance nonetheless. Run for midfield. And that's what he'll have the license to do, Fabian Ruiz. Neves and Vitinha just occupying a deeper spot. He'll be allowed to run in behind and fill the hole that Dembele or Kvaratskhelia leave. Luis Enrique not too happy with the choice of shot there from Fabian Ruiz, but a positive sign they're getting forward. And the first shot in anger from Paris Saint-Germain on the Arsenal net. Pacho running past Bukayo Saka. Fouled in the process by the Englishman. Vitinha now. Arsenal looking to create history here. Only 9 teams have done it so far, gone unbeaten in a Champions League campaign. Arsenal today, 1 game away from it. 1 game away from a lot of history for this football club. Such an historic side. They haven't conquered Europe just yet, but taken a step in the right direction in these early moments. Kai Havertz into the 5 minutes. It's given Arsenal all the belief they need and all the fuel they need to find out and scrap out the rest of this 90 minutes. Long ball from Safanov, not really dealt with by the Arsenal backline. Mendes. With Vitinha, he's looked to got the ball a lot in the early moments and create for this Paris Saint-Germain side from deep. Here's Dembele, he's drifted out wide right. Such the fluidity. Desiree Doué's become a central midfielder for the moment. Fabian Ruiz, crossfield pass, finding the available Hakimi. Marquinhos. Devilish ball in behind. Hakimi. Looks to stand up across, but Nkapia in the way. Another Paris Saint-Germain corner kick. Now Paris Saint-Germain can crowd the box. Dembele. Saka try to clear it, hit his arm. Referee unfazed by that. Definitely came off his arm, but after hitting his foot just prior to it. Fabian Ruiz skipping inside and past Christian Mosquera, then running into trouble. It's Erdegaard. Special dink pass, but I've seen too much of the Leandro Trossard. Stuffing his hand in there, but the referee made that quite clear. That's not going to be a penalty kick. Martin Erdegaard taking the personal challenge to stay with Vitinha. Look at their stats. 100 passes to 17. 80% possession to 20. The most important stat on the screen is 1-0 to the Arsenal. PSG throw on the halfway line. Mikel Arteta is in dreamland. Arsenal are in dreamland. Lifting the Premier League and Champions League trophy within a week of each other would be an absolute dream situation for Arsenal fans, for Arteta, for this Arsenal Football Club. The project might have reached its triumphant conclusion today if they can hold on. Kvaratskhelia, Fabian Ruiz now. Kvaratskhelia. Good ball inside to find Kvaratskhelia. Couldn't get the return ball to Ousmane Dembele. And Arsenal could come away with it. Clearance partially blocked. And that ball loose. So it's picked up by Fabian Ruiz. Paris Saint-Germain just turning the heat up here. And Arsenal camped in. All 11 players behind the ball. Doué. Saka comes to make it 2. And wins the ball back for the Arsenal. Christian Mosquera. Rice is the retreating pass, and David Raya obviously the deepest of all. He searches long. Havertz. Pacho winning that duel. João Neves headed back. Hooked to a dangerous area. Hakimi will chase down this loose ball. And Saliba as well under pressure to keep possession for the Arsenal. Saka's flicked header, picked up by Pacho. João Neves. PSG looking dangerous, but haven't really found that defence spinning past yet. The ability to really make Arsenal sweat. Dembele. Doing the layoff for Kvaratskhelia. It's Hakimi out there. Good start so far for Nkapia. They've done a decent job out there. We're 20 minutes in, and we think back to last year, the way that game was going. Inter Milan had some chances early on, they didn't take them. And PSG by now were absolutely flowing with their football. And part of last year, 3 of the last 4 finals were 1-0. So that early goal from Kai Havertz could be enough here to win it. We know that Arsenal, the unbeaten side in the Champions League, the best defence in the world, all they need is one. That's all they need to protect. And they can end up winners of this competition. PSG, 44 goals so far in the Champions League. One shy of a new record in this competition. Know they have what it takes to break any side down. Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and company. Also dangerous and all so potent in the final third. They believe. Pacho keeping tight to Kai Havertz, the goal scorer. It really was a moment out of nothing for Arsenal. And that's what it takes sometimes in the Champions League finals. Referee giving Nkapia the hurry up. Miles with Skelly in midfield. What a development that has been in the back end of the season. More astute midfield player than what Zubimendi was. Throw to Paris Saint-Germain. Jean Neves, Nkapia in the way of that throw. Trossard retreats back to David Raya. He hasn't really been tested yet. Despite PSG having a lot of the ball, Arsenal now getting their foot on the football and posing some questions of Paris Saint-Germain. Neves. Vitinha. Think little ball. Awkward for Saliba. Dembele with the flicked head up. It's Kvaratskhelia far left. He's got Mascara 1v1. Chops inside. Saka now there to support. What's the Georgian got? Tried the fancy flick. Mascara was in the way. Arsenal fans absolutely love that from him. It's time for the drinks break. The question is, what can Luis Enrique, what message can he get across these players? What can he impart? And for Mikel Arteta, what is he saying to his Arsenal side now? How are you structuring them up? Halfway through a magnificent first half as it currently stands. There it is. Trossard in the way of that Marquinhos clearance. And Kai Havertz had the freedom of Budapest. And then he just slapped it, roof of the net. Does Saflov have to be bigger? Oh, I think it's just a good finish in the end. Can he ask for a better start for the Arsenal? Kai Havertz again. Always finds a way. There is their Paris Saint-Germain boss, looking very nervous in the stands. That's a man that rides his side every minute of the journey. So then we're back. Mascara's throw to get us underway. Taking his time with this one here. Just had the break. Trained to the feet of Nuno Mendes, but one back for the Arsenal. Fabian Ruiz, another Arsenal throw as they inch further and further forward. Such an interesting battle Nuno Mendes and Bukayo Saka might see it in the World Cup as well. Look, Skelly, look at that. Skipping away from Vitinha. Erdegaard and now Bukayo Saka. 1v1 with Nuno Mendes. Around the outside. Dangerous ball in. Whoa. And Safonov didn't really deal with it. He's put himself in harm's way there to retrieve that ball. For a moment, I thought it might just fall to an Arsenal player inside the box. Here it is. Bukayo Saka's ball in. Trossard getting there, and then Safonov gets to it first. Takes a knee to the back of the head for good measure. And the Russian has been so important in goal this campaign. Didn't start the campaign off to the best start, but in recent times he's found a way. This is the number one, Chevalier, who's supposed to be brought in as Donnarumma's replacement, but in the end, it's the Russian that's been up to the task. Heroics in Munich. Heroics in both things versus Bayern. He really staked his claim to be the starting goalkeeper for the final. Because what he's done in the back half of this campaign. Really brave goalkeeping. To come out and get a touch there. Because if not, Trossard was getting in ahead of Marquinhos. As all cup finals have. Got a lot of stoppages, a lot of delays in the early moments. There is celebrities absolutely everywhere, including Mr. Arsenal himself, Arsene Wenger. Roberto Martinez and Rafa Benitez up there as well. Safonov might be in a bit of trouble here. He's up to his feet now. Gets the ponytail back in check, and after a lengthy 2-minute delay, looks ready back to go again. A wink to the physio. He's good to go. The referee making all the proper adjustments here. The game's back in readiness, and here we go. Vitinha. I think it's a massive 15 minutes here as we approach the interval. Arsenal have looked settled. They've probably really looked unchallenged this moment, despite the wealth of possession that Paris Saint-Germain have had. But going into a break, into half-time, where momentum can be changed. Even if PSG have 2 or 3 big attempts on goal, just swings the momentum in the favour of the Parisians. That's a beautiful, stunning pass from Nuno Mendes, and Dembele can get his head down and running. He's on the right-hand channel. Cut back blocked. Hakimi. The Moroccan finding Ousmane Dembele. Arsenal had a conscious effort to send 2 every time the ball's in the wide spaces. Kvaratskhelia demanding at the far left-hand side. It's Dembele. Drifted in. Great defensive header from Gabriel. Nuno Mendes is in some pain in the box. Hakimi now. Jean Neves. Return ball. Doué. Oh. Went to ground. No fouls of the referee. And Mendes still on the ground. The ball gets put out of play by his teammates. Just they're coming together. I don't know what. What's so bad about that? So then, the tension builds. Arsenal 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0. Few penalty shouts for PSG. Quite rightly gone. Without a whistle. We're starting to see PSG, though, just start to pick passes out between the lines. Nuno Mendes to float it towards Fabian Ruiz. David Raya gets there ahead of his countryman. Nuno Mendes, Kvaratskhelia. I want to see more of the Georgian you feel if they're going to be successful in this first half. Vitinha hasn't quite yet delivered something stunning. It might take that level of brilliance, however, to break apart this Arsenal backline. Ousmane Dembele, Vitinha. Nuno Mendes, they're shifting from right to left here, PSG. Shadows lengthening over the Puskás Arena pitch. But Arsenal staying as solid as ever. Dembele finding Hakimi. Arsenal so compact. Every player between the edge of the box and the 20-yard mark at best. So compact, and PSG just forced to go side to side. Waiting for an Arsenal mistake. Waiting for a gap to appear. Or most likely waiting for a piece of individual brilliance from somebody. This is why when Manchester City won that Carabao Cup final, it was so important they weathered an early storm from Arsenal. And they got that first goal. Dembele. Kvaratskhelia. There's no real crossing option in the box for PSG. Dembele, a dinked ball to no one in particular, and David Raya can calmly collect. Luis Enrique doesn't look a happy chap right now. In the side between Pacho and Havertz. Referee says, get to your feet. And we play on. Doué. Blocked by Nkapia again. 3 fantastic blocks in this first half from the Ecuadorian. Doué wins his side of corner. PSG play it short. Hakimi. They work this short corner well. It's return to the box. Well dealt with by Declan Rice. Saka. As the Arsenal bench gets a warning. It's a massive technical area. Even that is going to struggle to contain Mikel Arteta on the touchline. PSG probe. Hakimi. Ball in, dealt with by Saliba. Just feel like PSG need to refocus here. A lot of players throwing themselves to the ground, complaining with the referee. They're being challenged. Hakimi inside. That Nuno Mendes layoff was poor. Declan Rice can come away with it. Come away with it, he does. Mosquera's ball. Looking for and finding Saka. And shoved in the back by Nuno Mendes. I don't know why he's got his head in his hands. That's a clear foul. There's no play on the ball whatsoever. That presents a beautiful chance for Arsenal. Side that's had less than 20% of the ball to whip something in that's dangerous. And with the size of the Arsenal team compared to Paris Saint-Germain, this is going to be like gold dust for them. So what can the set-piece bandits produce here? And Capia, Havertz, Gabriel and Saliba, they're the big men. They're the one to aim for. It's Declan Rice. It's met by Gabriel, but over the crossbar. Fabian Ruiz picking up some battle scars for his work. Poor pass from Hakimi. It's loose. Hincapie wins it. A one back by Doué, and this is when PSG like it in transition. Vitinha away from Declan Rice. Dembele. Fabulous block in there by Gabriel. And Saliba wins the second ball. And Trossard hooks away. And that's expertly done by this Arsenal backline. Trossard holding off the Portuguese. One back though by Doué again. Doué gets tackled to the ground by Trossard. He keeps his feet. He continues on. And in the end, one back by Martin Odegaard of all people. Saliba. He's running away from two challenges. Great venture forward from him. Havertz pushed over. Advantage from the referee. As the first half comes to the end. Arsenal the ones turning up the heat. Just for the 1v1 battles being a little bit more now. Tackles flying in. Shirts being tugged. There is feeling. Arsenal completed just under 50 passes. But have run more. And have got the goal. PSG have had the ball. They've kept the ball. They haven't done anything with it yet. It's because of Hincapie and Gabriel. He once again put his body in the line with that block there. Pacho coming away with it. Kvaratskhelia urging his team to push up. Just haven't been allowed to play with that speed and intensity which they were able to all tournament long. This is a bit more like it though. More space they're operating into for Hakimi. Neves an in-play. Keep ball for the moment. Luis Enrique has won 15 of 18 major finals. Spanish opponents, or in Spain, has been the most common way he's lost cup finals. So he didn't beat Chelsea in the Club World Cup. Already lost to one London-based side this season. I think they want to make it too. Dink ball in. No one at the back stick. Mosquera doesn't clear it completely. Kvaratskhelia drops it back for Nuno Mendes. Headed away. Out of play. Havertz throwing himself to the ground. Need to tell him to get up. Disgrace. Absolute disgrace. That is an absolute... You should card him for that. That's ridiculous. Simulation. You're a great footballer. You don't need to become an actor. That is disgusting. Get up. PSG back underway. 5 minutes to go into the half. Anti-football or not, they're in the lead of this game. They've got their counter-attack. They had their chance. They put it away. And PSG have not been able to make anything resembling the chance that Arsenal got. If they did, it'd probably be level. But as it stands, Arsenal have been rock solid defensively. The line's gotten deeper and deeper as the half's gone on. Most important, the space for the wide men has not been there. That's a great pass of João Neves in midfield. Nuno Mendes, chance to turn. There's pockets of space. And then Dembele was near it. It's fallen the way of Hakimi. Don't know what he was trying to do with that. Odegaard. Can't get the ball clear. Vitinha. Arsenal need to hold on for 4 more minutes plus stoppages here. They go into half-time with that lead. Such an important period here for both sides. Kvaratskhelia. Capio get in the way. He's had a hell of a half for Arsenal. There's Marquinhos. He made the mistake that led to that Kai Havertz opening goal. It only took 5 minutes, but Arsenal were in front. Kvaratskhelia. PSG have played at this sort of pace for most of the first half. It's slow, it's sideways, it's pass, pass, pass. There's not a chance for individual brilliance, not a chance for players to take others on or skip past defenders. It's been lulled into submission here. Fabian Ruiz. Once again, they shift from left to right. Hakimi. Into Neves. Out by Neves. Vitinha. There's red shirts everywhere. The PSG side. Look, Kvaratskhelia. He's about to line one up. Fabian Ruiz. Nuno Mendes. Still with PSG. He's past Mascara now. Ball in. Not dealt with. Fabian Ruiz. Wow. Big opportunity. Looked like he took it off the foot of Kvaratskhelia, but that was it. Paris Saint-Germain just all of a sudden coming to life. No one on the end of that cutback ball for Nuno Mendes. And Capia could have put that ball anywhere, but where he put it, Fabian Ruiz's head was, and he put it over the bar. And that expression of just disbelief by Paris Saint-Germain fans, anger, is shared by many. David Raya. Long ball retrieved by Marquinhos. That's a task for Dembele, which is unattainable for the Frenchman. And as the shadows lengthen and the sun starts to disappear, you reflect back on what has been an intriguing first half. One that's been centered around that early goal. Since then, there's been a lot of battling and not a lot of attacking for either side, to be honest. Desiree Doué, fabulous outside of the foot pass to find Kavica Kvaratskhelia, who likes to cut inside. He's got 4 Arsenal shirts in front of him. They know what he wants to do. Dembele's effort. It's wild. A Ballon d'Or man cannot produce some of that golden touch when it mattered most. They're going to be a clean sweep for English sides. Villa, Palace, and now Arsenal. Nuno Mendes winning that duel v Saka. Fabian Ruiz. Declan Rice sliding in. Haven't seen much of him today. Such has been the nature of how Arsenal have approached this. 6 minutes of stoppage time to play. Saka can't skip past Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes has done a really good job to keep him quiet, because if Saka gets going as an outlet, PSG are in trouble. Raya. He'll kick and hope. Safanov's come a long way off his line and quite, adventurously headed that ball. Vitinha. PSG continue to have it, though. Once again, they look stagnant. And once again, Kvaratskhelia is met with 2 red shirts. Not allowed any chance to breathe. Vitinha. Dembele continues to drop into his little pocket. Just right of centre. Dinked into João Neves. Return for Dembele. Kvaratskhelia gets rid. But Arsenal aren't away yet. Mosquera following Kvaratskhelia every step he takes. Arsenal fans lift in voice. They feel their team needs them now. Marquinhos. Just like PSG are trying. It's the first long-range attempt. It's gone well over the crossbar. You just feel like they're pushing, but not in the right manner. Not in the right way. PSG have come up against a lot of English sides so far in their run to the Champions League final. Liverpool and Chelsea in particular. Then, especially Liverpool this season, they are not Arsenal. So how they throw their body around, how physical they can be, how structured they are. Oh, great return ball. Can't have that for 2. Oh, what a block. Marquinhos. Oh, wow. I thought that was 2-0. And I thought that was game over. Game-changing moment there. Marquinhos getting back for the challenge. So quickly Arsenal went from having the ball to in front of goal with Kai Havertz. Kvaratskhelia. Mosquera across to face him up. Saka in seconds. Halfway through first half stoppages. PSG haven't produced anything yet. Dembele looking for Hakimi, but unable to find him. Corner kick. Dembele overtake this one. Once again, the German referee making his presence felt. The Spaniard Fabian Ruiz is occupying David Raya. A deep ball to no one. Saliba gets it rid to the feet of Nuno Mendes. Vitinha. That's a smart dink ball. Fabian Ruiz's left-hand side. It's a stinger. Oh! And David Raya had to be aware there. It was a cross-turn shot from Fabian Ruiz, and he didn't get it in the first attempt. Took 2 grabs of that one. The Spaniards really been a spectator in this first half. Has had nothing to do. As solid as Arsenal's backline has been, that is it for him. Crossfield ping. Over the head of Kvaratskhelia. It'll be an Arsenal ball with a minute to go in this first half. Look at that move. Ødegaard, the return ball for Havertz. His eyes probably would have lit up, but out of nowhere, Marquinhos to get back, get a foot in. And keep it from being 2-0. Arsenal just taking the seconds off this one now. They're going to go with a long throw. Declan Rice will be over it. So it's Declan Rice. One of the near posts by João Neves of all people. Pacho rising. Corner kick. It just come off Pacho quite clearly. Arsenal's first corner of the half. Of the game as well. And it took him too long, so they got to call half time. Fair enough. I like that from the referee. That is splendid work. So, half time it is. Arsenal up 1-0. A rapid, frantic start. Saw Kai Havertz score on the 6-minute mark. After that, they just parked it up, and PSG couldn't find a way through. Luis Enrique's men are going to have to compose himself and try and find a way through in the second half. But Arsenal, well, it's dreamland for them. They got the early goal, something to protect, and protect it they will. It's the halftime interval. It's Arsenal 1, Paris Saint-Germain 0. Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are back. Second half action, not too far away. Kai Havertz, the third player in history to score for two separate sides in two Champions League finals. Arsenal, 45 minutes away from a bit of history. Premier League and Champions League double in their sight. The first European trophy in their history, in their sight. They've taken the correct steps in the first 45 through that Havertz goal to make some history here. This game is far from over though. Paris Saint-Germain, by far the better attacking side. If they get into gear, if they have had a good half-time interval, discuss what they need to fix, you know they'll cause all sorts of problems. We are 45 minutes away from a clean sweep of Premier League sides in European competitions. If PSG want to go down as a legendary side, they need to really switch on here from the start. They need to get an instant start. There's press in the crowd. Here we go. We are ready. We are back underway. Paris Saint-Germain getting us kicked off. They trail 1-0. They're in their blue strip, kicking from left to right. Arsenal in red and white, kicking to their home support. Instantly, PSG on the front foot with Vitinha. Doué. Can they get their swagger back in the second half? Kvaratskhelia. Great footwork. Ball in from Fabian Ruiz. It's repelled. There'll be an Arsenal throw inside of 40 seconds. Arsenal on the back foot early again. It was Arsenal who had the big chance of the first half. 3 shots, 23% possession. A yellow card straight away from Mascara. I like it from the referee. No more tomfoolery. The referee has been on it today and I respect it. Standing on business. None of this BS from Arsenal. Let the football be played. Mascara picks up the first slice of cheese in this final. That's going to impact his matchup with Kvaratskhelia. Saliba running away from Desiree Doué. Two French national team compatriots going toe-to-toe. And the centre-half winning that duel. I want to see more in this second half from the likes of João Neves, Kvaratskhelia. Doué's looked bright, but a little bit more from him as well. If PSG want to get back in this matchup, the start here, goes without saying, is pivotal. Declan Rice, ball in that was below his high standards. Trossard. Retreats back to Marzo Skelly, who's at the moment playing centre half. Quick throw taken by Arsenal. Nkapia. The goal scorer, Kai Havertz. Rice now. Saliba. I think Odegaard played it off his own teammate there. PSG looking to get back underway much quicker from the throw. As at Arsenal, not too far away now. For locking away some history. Their first European trophy. To cap off an unbelievable domestic and European season. Unbeaten in the Champions League so far. Only conceded 4 goals throughout the competition. Been that rock solid defence that has been so key, and it's going to be key in this second half. Vitinha was making his way through. His touch has got away from him at an important moment. Havertz got told to get back up. Quite rightly so. Doué. Rice with him. That's over here from Desiree Doué. Goal kick. Luis Enrique continuing to bark orders. Kvaratskhelia, 10 goals, 6 assists. Vitinha, 6 goals. Dembele, 7 goals and 2 assists. These are all Champions League stats. This is a team that scored 44 goals in this competition, that have beaten teams like Monaco, Chelsea, Liverpool and Bayern on their way to the final by 23 goals to 11. They have been that team. Whereas Arsenal, as solid as they have been, only made 6 goals between Leverkusen, Sporting and Atletico. I think it's 2 on their way to the final. It is fire and ice. It is the attacking threat of Paris Saint-Germain versus the defensive block of Arsenal. And for the neutrals, it's probably the worst case scenario who scored the first goal. But for Arsenal fans and fans of Mikel Arteta, it is ideal. Kvaratskhelia, this is where we like him. Head down and running. Spraying the ball wide to find Ousmane Dembele. He can't get the better of Hincapie. He's had a fabulous matchup today. I thought that'd be a weak point for Arsenal. Hincapie has been probably one of their best players on the park. Mendes. Those pass stats continue to grow. 80 to 320 now. Vitinha. Now Fabian Ruiz. Arsenal fans find their voice. Dembele seems to have been permanently drifting out wide right. It's almost like a street game here. The kids take it on the grown men. Arsenal with their physicality. And their defensive block just holding out against the skill of PSG. And foul throws like that from João Neves ain't going to help anybody. Safanov again coming off his line and heading away. Havertz's flick was poor. Marquinhos. PSG coming the other way again. Nuno Mendes. Kvaratskhelia, Vitinha. All the big names all linking up here. Ball behind Desiree Doué. Hakimi will chase down Raya. The Spaniard goes long. Trossard fouling Neves in the air for that aerial duel. Arsenal on their bench there, not very happy with some of the early foul calls, and Arteta having a chat with the fourth official. Kvaratskhelia unable to get out of that tight juncture. Saka Mosquera doubling at every occasion they can get on the Georgian. They know what he did to them last campaign. These two teams met in the Champions League semi-final. PSG going through 3-1 in aggregate. Dwayne Saka going in. Doué coming worse off. And Saka giving up a yellow card. And there's a stinger from Desiree Doué getting stepped on. No malice in it, but late and on top of the ball. It's not a great chance for Bukayo Saka, but he gets part of the ball, so you can't fault that. Set piece here, dangerous position for PSG. Against a team that sitting so deep in their low block. A set piece like this can be dangerous. Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, Dembele all taking a keen interest. It's going to be Hakimi and Nuno Mendes. It's a Dominic Szoboszlai-esque area from the earlier parts of this season. A two-man wall, a long way out. It's Hakimi. It's on target. But Riot quite comfortable in saving. Here come the PSG press. We haven't seen much of that today. Havertz throwing himself to the ground again. The referee, I tell you what, I don't think he's got one wrong today. Kvaratskhelia, look at the PSG fans' rise. The Georgian. Doué outside of him. Mascara, 1v1 versus Desiree Doué. I like some PSG doubling up with the wingers on the one side. Means that Arsenal can't double up as well. João Neves. Hakimi. Big moment of the game. PSG pushing, Arsenal repelling. But for how much longer? Can they hang on in this sort of shape? Mendes can turn. Sees a wall of red. Half Mascara again. You have to be perfect, your PSG. Because every turn, every touch, a red shirt's there to meet you. Mendes. Kvaratskhelia. Got Bukayo Saka for company. He likes that matchup. Take ball in. Over everyone again. I mean, waste with these situations. PSG. Hakimi wins it back. Fabian Ruiz. Trossard breaks it up. The winger defending his own 18-yard box. And Havertz just grabbed Pacho across the neck. Goal scorer's trying to throw his weight around, but maybe it's time for Victor Gyökeres if we're going to play this hit and hope type style Arsenal. There's that free kick from Hakimi. Got it around the wall. But by the time it reaches David Wright, the sting is totally taken out of it. That man has not been called into action many times at all so far in the opening hour as we tick towards it. Doué. Hakimi on the outside. Fabian Ruiz down the middle. Doué again. A little bit more intent and urgency in their actions now, PSG. The underlapping run for Nuno Mendes. That's a foul from the Portuguese. Bukayo Saka gets across in front of Nuno Mendes. Doing it both ends, Bukayo Saka. Seven losses all campaign for Arsenal. They have looked so hard to beat throughout the whole campaign. Champions League, domestic cups, Premier League. They look like being beaten here today. Unless PSG can just go up another level, which you know they can do, but it's about, can you go that level up if you're facing a backline like this Arsenal backline? Because since losing that cup final, which felt like the cup final versus Manchester City in the Premier League, they've gone on an incredible unbeaten run where they've kept so many clean sheets, scored first and plenty. They've just gotten the better of every side they've faced. Vitinha looked out of control. Declan Rice second to it though. João Neves fouled by Bukayo Saka. Arteta incensed. Arsenal bench are happy. It's a foul. Is that a control from PSG, but it was a foul. Arsenal going with the 4-4-2 without the football now. Odegaard and Havertz, the first line of the press. The four behind that, Saka, Lewis Skelly, Rice and Trossard. There's some space for Desiree Doué. He's got in behind. Dink ball in. It's dealt with by Saliba. Moment of danger there for Arsenal. I've dealt with that, but here comes João Neves once again. Kvaratskhelia wins a corner of Christian Mosquera. Former Valencia defender, putting in a shift today. Ball in. David Wright comes for it and collects it. It's repelled as far as Hakimi. Have they got their swagger back here, PSG? Kvaratskhelia. Dembele, great return for Kvaratskhelia. That's got to be a penalty! And it is a penalty! None of the ball for Mosquera. And all the man. And is that going to be a red card for Christian Mosquera? Kvaratskhelia has done it again. He's always the man, Kvaratskhelia. And at last, the Parisian perfection has broken the Arteta rear guard. They've all gone over to the referee. PSG want the red. Arsenal want this overturned. Don't think he got any of the ball, did he? He's just got Kvaratskhelia. That is a stonewaller. Yeah. He kicks Kvaratskhelia in the process. So here it is, a PSG penalty. Salvation at last. Look at him, he looks battered, Kvaratskhelia. He's faced 2, 3, 4 Arsenal shirts in his way all day long. But with one chance to get 1v1, he got the better of the battle. There's a check here. Don't know what for in particular. Penalty check confirmed. I don't think there was ever going to be any debate any other way. So who takes it? Is it Dembele? Is it one of the midfielders? Mosquera might have to come off here because he's running a tight line. I don't know how he's avoided a yellow card. So the mind games go on. Vitinha's got the ball in his hand. You doubt he'll take it. And between the foul and the actual taking of the penalty, this could take forever. Arsenal will do their best to slow it up. The Parisians, they rise in voice now. Ousmane Dembele going to step up for this one. So the Spaniard David Raya, the Frenchman Ousmane Dembele, the Premier League Golden Glove winner versus the man holding the golden ball, the Ballon d'Or winner, face to face with David Raya to give his side an avenue back into the final. Ousmane Dembele, Paris a level. Parisian perfection from the spot. Ousmane Dembele, and game on in the Champions League final. It's what they deserved. And Luis Enrique's fabulous PSG side cannot be kept quiet. And they're up for the fight. Ballon d'Or brilliance. And this is the way back into the game by Ousmane Dembele from the spot. It's curated by Kvaratskhelia, who's running behind. He's fouled by Christian Mosquera. And after all that pushing for 60 minutes, they've pushed and probed and prodded. And they pull level from the spot. Eruption behind that goal from the Paris Saint-Germain fans. They sense it now. Dembele again. He did it at the Emirates last campaign. He's done it here at the Puskás Arena today. That's Mosquera's day done. And quite rightly so. He is on a fine line. And Yuri Timber, who's been out for 8 weeks, has to deal with Kvaratskhelia. Prayers for him. And Gyökeres on, and Martin Odegaard replaced. So Arsenal have to go and chase now. Can the Swede change this game? He was brought in for moments like these. And this is what happens when you score early. You've had to sit in all day. You've had to be defensive. Now you go and try and get in the front foot. Rice hooks it forward. Nuno Mendes failing to deal with it. And then deals with it on his backside. Now the Arsenal fans lift. Cleared away from Marquinhos. He just felt like this game needed that goal. And it's got it. Game on now. Gyökeres, great hold-up play. And a foul on Vitinha by Kvaratskhelia. They're just winning those duels. They're winning those battles. They're first to the loose ball. They're silkier. They're smoother. The Parisian pizzazz is coming out on the Champions League final night at last. Listen to the noise from behind that PSG goal. Those fans are. Offside flag is up, so PSG will restart from a set play. Pancho and Marquinhos have looked much better since the early moments. And Marquinhos gave the ball away in the halfway line and Kai Havertz strolled in on goal. There's smiles amongst the PSG supporter group at last. Dembele and Capia tussling. You wouldn't want to be in either of those technical areas right now because the stress, the nerves, the anxiety be growing. Doué with space and a great crossfield ping to find Achraf Hakimi. The Moroccan now. Cross in, blocked. Corner kick. Listen to the roar. Arsenal, I think, will be quaking in their boots. Dembele in front of those adoring Parisians. Another corner kick for Paris Saint-Germain. They haven't done well from these set plays. They've overhit a lot of balls into the box. Goes short this time to Desiree Doué. Declan Rice facing him up. Fancying feet. Where does he go now? Lays it off to Achraf Hakimi. Ousmane Dembele, left-footed ball. Again, he's overhit it. Once again. Ousmane Dembele. There's two questions now. How much longer can PSG stay on top? They stay pushing up the pitch. And for Arsenal, how can they kick back into gear? How can they get back on the front foot? Because they've been sitting in for 60 minutes plus. They scored first, yes. They got what they wanted early. But they've almost been in cruise control defensively. And now that PSG have scored, they have to go and find a way through. Dembele's 8th goal in the Champions League this campaign. Get the drinks break here on the 70th minute. Arsenal knew PSG would respond. It's one thing talking about it. It's another thing actually responding on the pitch. Saka with 3 goals and 2 assists in the Champions League. Can he add something to that tally? Can Vitinha add to his 6 Champions League goals? Can Dembele add to his 8 now? Or will Kvaratskhelia add an 11th Champions League goal in this campaign? They've won the last 2 games over Arsenal, Paris Saint-Germain. But Arsenal won that league phase game last season 2-0 at the Emirates. I play short and then goes long eventually. They've got a target up there now in Victor Gyökeres. João Neves is nipping in to win that duel. Leandro Trossard now. Blocked by João Neves. Vitinha. Great outside of the foot pass to find Desiree Doué. He's hit that run too far. He's playing with fire there, kicking the ball away from Saliba. And all of a sudden, Arsenal are the ones complaining about time wasting. Just shy of 20 to play in this Champions League final. Can't say it's been enthralling in the first half. There's a porky away from David Raya. Hakimi with space to operate into. Now Ousmane Dembele, the goal scorer. Ousmane Dembele. Oh, poor finish. Shift on his right foot and then lacked all sort of power and precision. That's a giveaway from David Raya. Just loose. I just thought he'd shift on his left foot straight away and whip that top left corner. Went the wrong way, Dembele. As I said, it's not been a great first half watching after Arsenal scored. But now that PSG have equalised, we're going to get a game. 9 attempts to 3. All the ball to PSG as well. Kvaratskhelia. Now has Timber to deal with. It's Vitinha. Oh, it's dipping to the top of the net. Now Portuguese trying something. Champions of France just warming up. It just feels like it's a coliseum and it's rising for the right-hand side. The fans are up. The players are up for it now. And they needed a poke and a prod at half-time, but Luis Enrique's side has come out the second half and they've looked much better. Havertz winning that second flick on. Pacho not dealing with it. Oh, Bukayo Saka seemed in. Safanov off his line well. I don't know what Pacho was doing with that ball there. Great fast pass to find Desiree Doué. Saliba's had to come off his line there to go and reach him. Now Achraf Hakimi. The space is starting to open up now. PSG bypassing midfield. We saw this versus Bayern Munich. A more direct nature to allow space to open up. Now Arsenal back in their shape. But maybe that's the way they find a way through. They go direct. They look past Fabian Ruiz and João Neves and company, and they look for the out ball to Dembele or Kvaratskhelia. Desiree Doué's looked the most dangerous though when he's got into open spaces. Hakimi. Also Enrique barking orders on the touchline. If last year was cruisy, this year's been totally different. Hakimi trying to turn away from Nkapia, but once again, Dorian has been up for it. Gets the tackle one. Trossard trying to skip away from João Neves. It's no easy meat. No easy mean feat. Also was Skelly to Trossard, and he's been tripped by Desiree Doué. The Belgian will get us back on. No, he won't. He'll walk away. On the halfway line, Arsenal will take this free kick. PSG get to look to their bench. David Raya. Works short to Saliba. Now with Saka. Kai Havertz. David Raya now. Joy to be won. And dealt with there by Pacho. Trossard. Gyökeres. Trossard. Back to Gyökeres. Trossard again. Dealt with by Pacho. Trossard. Nkapia. Ball overhit. Timber can reel this one in. Bukayo Saka. Blocked away by Kvaratskhelia. Gabriel. Oh, gee, Timber nearly got in there. Rice on it. Arsenal pressing. Saka. In the way, João Neves. Pacho away. Kvaratskhelia is away now. And PSG got a 3-on-4 power play. Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia on the post. Oh, that could have been it for the Georgian. Wow, wowee. Defence to attack in seconds. Oh. I thought they were about to concede defensively, in there the other way. And Kvaratskhelia is away from Saliba, and once he's past him, well, that's good night. But somehow he gets back, and Marcel Skelly gets a touch on it to send it onto the upright. Wow. Pivotal moment. Could that be the Champions League? Doué's ball in. Corner kick. It's come off Yuri Timber. Oh, wow. Vital touch from Marcel Skelly. That could be heroic if things goes Arsenal's way later on. Ball whipped in. It's overhit. Again. Big header to be won. Now coming the way of Arsenal. Rice turning away. Saka now. Chopping inside. But Nuno Mendes, of course, is in the way. Given away for Miles Skelly. Two-way can dash. And Miles Skelly in the end does a fantastic job defensively to get in the way. What a duel between the two young superstars. Oh, gee, Trossard nearly benefiting off that one there. The game's opening up. Fabian Ruiz, smartly done. Away from danger and finding Hakimi on the far right side. I feel like it almost needs Arsenal to attack PSG to allow that chance to come. We saw it from the Kvaratskhelia chance. Arsenal had a minute of great attacking football. On the other end, PSG could open them up. Transition and speed has been PSG's king all season long. They've become the best transitional side probably in the world. Slow play probably benefits Arsenal. Allows them to structure up, allows them to find their shape. Marquinhos, Hakimi. 10 minutes to go now. Madueke and Martinelli readying themselves on the touchline for Arsenal. PSG yet to change this side. They've gone with the troops that won them the final last year. Kvaratskhelia looks to take on three. Kvaratskhelia Kvaratskhelia ends up running into Declan Rice, brick wall. Timber looks to run away with it. Ran into the brick wall of João Neves. He wouldn't dare take that one on. Doué. Saliba has to backpedal. Desiree Doué. Double deflection, no. It's come off Saliba, it's a corner kick. Dembele. Oh, contact from Pacho. Not enough, though. So Saka coming off. Allowing Madueke to come on. And Leandro Trossard coming off to allow Gabriel Martinelli onto the field of play. And Kvaratskhelia makes way. And Bradley Barcola, who's linked with Arsenal, comes onto the pitch. The dangerous Frenchman, fresh legs. Kvaratskhelia, well, he's been game-changing for them. Such is the quality of this PSG side. They bring on someone probably just as good. Havertz almost had a chance in. Neves was there to nip the ball off his toe, though. Gyökeres. Like that substitution, being Gyökeres on. He's been more of a threat for the hold-up play. Nkapia gets the return. from Havertz. Ball touched in behind. Marquinhos deals with that. Arsenal building all of a sudden. No room for mistakes now. Declan Rice to overtake this throw. It'll be a long one. Arsenal will crown the box. Around the armband after Martin Odegaard made way. Victor Gyökeres. Rice will launch. First contact important. Nuno Mendes stooping down to make the important headed intervention. Madueke's pass was loose. And that gives PSG transition. And this is when they're dangerous. Barcola skipping away from Saliba. Barcola. Oh, David Raya got the ball. And that is game changing from the Spaniard. But they've won it back again. Fabian Ruiz. Barcola. Trying to chop inside, but gave it away. Martinelli. Don't know if that's the right idea. Having a heavy touch there. Arsenal penned in again. Vitinha. Has a look. Blocked by Rice. There's two players I don't want to take on. It's probably Jean Neves or Declan Rice. David Raya. Whew. Game saving. It just feels like any time Arsenal have any sort of chance going forward, PSG look better the other way. It's happened twice now. Kvaratskhelia deflected onto the upright. David Raya after came off his line to stop Barcola. And this is what we wanted. Two teams chasing it. Doué, first time into Hakimi. Capia all over him. Hakimi lays it off. Doué. Jean Neves. Havertz in the 6th minute. It's Dembele from the spot in the 65th. It's one apiece. Between those in red and those in blue. Paris and London represented tonight. Hakimi shifts it onto his right foot. On the outside. Blocked corner kick. Capio worse for wear from that challenge. Here's the chance. Barcola. I thought he would have got it. He would have got there from that heavy touch. David Raya spot on. Dembele's out. Swing up. Again, no one onto it. Vitinha hit into the ground. Took the sting out of it. Mendes has kicked it. And Arsenal come the other way now. Martinelli. Madueke's inside of him. And that's overhit. That is a waste from Gabriel Martinelli. Wow. Some of the quality taken off and you can see it. This is where you wonder if you just keep Bukayo Saka on, if you keep Leandro Trossard on, do you benefit in an opportunity like that? Final knockings now. Do you there push to win it? With the jeopardy of potentially losing it. Who's the braver of the two sides? Doué. Fancy feats once more. Hakimi can dink one in. Jean Neves, out of all people, was the target for that cross. Ball back in from Fabian Ruiz. Comes off Hakimi. It's out for a Raya goal kick. Mendes, goal line, headed clearance. So important. Go for the goal kick. Havertz wins first contact. Gyökeres can't keep that ball under his control. Capia winning that duel versus Desiree Doué. And Arsenal play now. Martinelli a chance to turn. We could be looking at an extra 30 minutes here. It's going to take something special for one of these two sides now to win it in the 90. Gyökeres trying so hard. Hold that ball up. There's no one supporting him, though. That's a great long field pass to find Desiree Doué. He's got Arsenal backpedaling. Doué. Oh, Vitinha! Oh, no. And that was it, you thought. Wow. Oh, the layoff was almost perfect, but maybe a little bit under hit. To be honest, it was bang on. Vitinha just couldn't get over it. Got to hit the target. Someone of his quality. Massive chance missed. David Reyes dealing with some cramp here. We enter stoppage time now. 6 minutes to be added on. First of which we haven't even played yet. So I think we'll probably get around 7.5 added on to the 90. Take a breath, everyone. We're in for, I think, a lot more football to come. John Neves. Fabian Ruiz hooks it over his head and Declan Rice picks it up. That pass was loose though, which is a rare for Declan Rice. But in to win that challenge versus Barcola. The man linked to the Gunners in the summer. Referee telling me they're talking to with Ousmane Dembele. Feeling a little bit ginger there. He looks very sore, Ousmane Dembele. It's going to be a worry for just French football. Great challenge, and Gyökeres, that's late on João Neves. That might give them the chance to make the substitution for Ousmane Dembele. Continues on though. Here's going to be Gonzalo Ramos, who's readied himself on the touchline. So proper centre forward to come on for PSG. Doué turns and plays Hakimi. The Moroccan. Back in time for this time. Hasn't really missed a beat. He's looked fantastic throughout. Doué. One way than the next. Desiree Doué. Barcola winning that duel, keeping PSG in possession. Arsenal get out for the time being. Ruiz. Hakimi now. Jean Neves has been so impactful in this second half. Winning battles, winning duels, and progressing the ball for this Paris Saint-Germain side. Barcola now, left-hand side. Dembele clearly in a lot of discomfort. He is barely moving up top. Jean Neves again. PSG probing. Can they give us late drama now? Nuno Mendes. You know they're not going to whip the ball in. Marquinhos, Hakimi drifting out right. Ruiz. Pass fast for PSG. Solid as ever by Arsenal. Fabian Ruiz. Two-way looks score on the outside of him. Fabian Ruiz towards the back post. Dealt with by Yuri and Timber. Can Arsenal come clear? Havertz brought down by Jean Neves, and he picks up a yellow card. It's probably the best yellow card he can take. Right at the end of stoppage time, and the regulation time. Stopping the Arsenal counter. So Dembele off. Kvaratskhelia and Dembele have come off. Barcola and Gonzalo Ramos on for Paris Saint-Germain. No Saka, no Trossard. No Ødegaard for Arsenal. Having replaced by Martinelli, Madueke, Gyökeres. And then Timber on for Mosquera. They're the substitutions so far. We've got a hell of a football, I think, to go still. Can Arsenal throw one final punch here? Long ball. Gabriel wins it. Away. As far as Rice. Gabriel again. He's a big goal in his catalogue. Martinelli. Dinks it. The header. Away by Fabian Ruiz. Saliba's asking a lot of Madueke out there. Who's taken it down. And Yuri Timber's got it. We've played 6. Ball in again, repelled by Marquinhos. Rice used his arm, I thought. Barcola can skip away. Barcola's got the whole half to himself. It's Bradley Barcola. Is this it? No. No. From Bradley Barcola. Wow. That's 3 counter-attacks wasted by PSG. It's that final touch, takes him away from goal. And that is that. The final kick of the 90 almost gave Paris Saint-Germain the victory. But in the end, we're going to extra time. Strap in, people. We've got 30 more minutes of free football. It was Kai Havertz inside of 6 minutes. And after relentless Paris Saint-Germain attacks, they eventually broke down the Arsenal wall. Kvaratskhelia brought down by Mosquera. Dembele converted from the spot in the 65th minute. And that's how we leave this game, 1 apiece. We'll have a short interval, and we'll come back for extra time action very, very soon. So then, we go again. 30 more minutes of football. Substitutions being made from Arsenal. Havertz and Marzo off. On comes Eberechieza and Martin Zubimendi. So fresh midfield look for the Gunners. PSG still remain with only the two superstars coming off, Kvaratskhelia and Dembele. Here we go. There's been gaps opening up. Two teams are taking the game on, which is good to see. Extra time is what we've got as a result. So we've got half an hour free football. Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain couldn't be split after 90, so we'll play 120. So as we were in the first interval, Arsenal kicking from left to right, Paris Saint-Germain from right to left. PSG made two changes. Arsenal have made all their changes in the first half. PSG have had more of the ball. They've played some better football. They've had some massive chances. But you just can't rule out Arsenal. They made the perfect start to this game. And since then, they've been holding on. But you know, if their moment comes, they'll be able to put it away. Nuno Mendes now. Barcola missed that huge chance with the final kick of regulation. To give away for Nuno Mendes, that's rare from him. Declan Rice now. Strong pass into Eberechieza, whose first touch is brilliant and finds Noni Madueke. Vitinha have to backpedal. Pacho in the way. Gyökeres was the target in there. I think that was dangerous from Arsenal in the build-up there. One of the substitutes here, Noni Madueke, over to take this corner kick. No Saka to take. No Trossard to take. So Madueke, left-footed in swinger. Dealt with by Gonzalo Ramos at the near post. Heads behind, and it'll be a second Arsenal corner. Targets are plenty in there. Saliba, Gyökeres, Gabriel, Nkapia. Zonal marking for Paris Saint-Germain. Madueke to take again. In-swinging ball again. And in-swinging into the side of the net. So threat averted for PSG. 3 minutes in to extra time. Safonov getting us back underway and sending that into touch. He's had a relatively quiet night as well. It's not really been a night for the keepers. Couldn't do too much about the first goal. And hasn't had much to look at since. David Raya looking long. Pacho winning that duel versus Eza. Timber on the second ball. Neves getting a foot on it and sending it forward for Saliba now. Raya again long. And again Pacho. This time it falls away of Madueke. You can skip inside of Nuno Mendes. Lays a ball off for Timber, who's fended Neves off in the face. And such as fouled. Don't know what he's laughing about. He stuck a hand in the face. It's going to be a foul. So midfield substitution for Paris Saint-Germain. Warren Zaire-Emery coming on. Making way is Fabian Ruiz, who, look, probably on the merit of this season didn't deserve a start. Zaire-Emery has been the man. He is back in midfield. Has the ability to change this game. Safanov again sending that into touch. Saliba. Gonzalo Ramos has the task of pressing David Raya. Quite an uncharacteristic loose pass from the Spaniard. Five minutes down into the first 15. Nuno Mendes. Ball rolled ahead of Bradley Barcola. He's fizzed it back to the Portuguese. Zaire-Emery getting it ahead of Declan Rice, but Declan Rice nipping away at his heels. And Rice plays as up. The layoff of Timbers just overhit. Mendes. Now Warren Zaire-Emery. PSG close to their own corner flag here. Madueke, the layoff for Timber. Gyökeres couldn't get that ball under control and then fouls João Neves. He wanted to get the game underway straight away, but Arsenal had other ideas. Eventually now. Flick around the corner from Doué. Ramos has to go chase. Gabriel holds the ball up well. Raya. Gyökeres direction. Again does well to win that duel, but no one there to support him. Doué. João Neves. Loose. Martinelli can win it back. And no one out to stop him. So he can gain some ground and play Gyökeres. He's drifted out left. Great challenge for Marquinhos, who's with him every step of the way. Gonzalo Ramos turns. He's got Barcola to the left, Doué to the right, and Gyökeres takes him down. And that's yellow card for Viti Gyökeres. Had to do that because PSG were coming with a head of steam. Halfway through. First half of extra time. This looked like a bit of a scrubby grudge match because the legs have gone for a lot of these players. It's had a long year for both these two football clubs. In particular, PSG, who basically went from Champions League final into the Club World Cup into their league season. And Arsenal played 56 games this campaign with all these competitions they've been competing for. It's the last hurdle for both these two football clubs. History for either on the line. Vitinha. Saliba deals with it. Pato looks to send it back in, but of Zubomendi. It's Emery now. PSG have a chance here towards the end of this first half of extra time to make something of this. Vitinha. He wants to be the hero. He wants to grab this game by the scruff of the neck. There's a Paris Saint-Germain. Skillful group, or is it the hard-working Arsenal? It's Hakimi. It's rash. It's over the bar. It's a waste of a chance for PSG. Arsenal fans and Arsenal backline again. Breathe a sigh of relief. Bullet dodge there. A lot of players on the bench. Head in hands. Nervy. It was something to cling on to. Vitinha. Arsenal fans in fine voice once again. Marquinhos. Pacho backpedaling and then just sending that into the first two rows. Haven't been mistake-free back there, Paris Saint-Germain. The pressing for Arsenal has caught them out at times. Throw from Timber, finding Ezra. Gabriel. Madueke takes it down dead. Looks to skip past Nuno Mendes. And goes over. And the referee says nothing. Nothing doing. Don't think that's going to take anything else in that. Looks like coming together to me. Vitinha's Hakimi to now Desiree Doué. Emery. Referee's waved it off. You can plan all you want. You're not going to get the penalty. Vitinha. PSG building here. Arsenal rattled. So Emery keeping his feet and winning that battle with Zubimendi. PSG continuing to pass their way through. Doué, Vitinha. It's repelled. I don't know where they're getting penalty shouts from there. It's a coming together. And Declan Rice fairly getting a yellow card. He's lost his head. They've all lost their head. And this is what happens when a team's punching above their weight. I'll tend to pick up a yellow as well. If he's not careful, he'll be sent off. We see that every single season, and it never gets given. Madueke actually pulls him to the ground. We see that every time, every season. We saw it in the FA Cup final, it wasn't given there either. They're coming together. There's no entanglement of legs. Madueke wraps his arm. Cappy has a problem here. And it shouldn't be, but cup final has a different threshold as well. I don't understand where the penalty claims come from. They're coming together, nothing more than that. We play on. 30 seconds plus injury time here in the first half of extra time. It's been a scruffy old start to extra time. The quality has not been there. Two minutes of injury time to be added on. A lot of players you see just stretching when they don't have the football. Labouring around the turf. Got to keep your head. Got to limit your mistakes. And you got to maximise your moments. Now Neves. Pacho. You're thinking Maurice Emery. You're thinking Desiree Doué. You're thinking these are the players that can win this game for you if you're PSG. Haven't seen much of it though. Hakimi. Cross blocked. Wonder how much more running is left in those legs. It was a question for this game, and he's played over 105 minutes of football. Pacho. Mendes now. What a duet of running behind. And the Frenchman didn't oblige. So Saliba. Has a great hold up. Emery. To Njala Ramos. The hold up play wasn't good enough. Madueke come away with it. There's there again. Capia searching for Gyökeres. The flick. Not on the same page as Martelli. That should be the end of the first half of extra time. And it will be. Arsenal fans are happy. I have to keep quiet, I think. Extra time will go to our second half. Still nothing to separate these two clubs. One apiece. There's tired legs. There's fatiguing legs. There's injured legs. But we've got to keep going for another 15 minutes. And potentially spot kicks as well. It's still all level. One apiece between these two sides. So then we go again. Marquinhos making way. Vitinha making way. It's Ilya Zabani and Beraldo. Vitinha is fuming. I'm hoping that is just a cramp or strain and that won't impact his World Cup preparations. These players have worked their socks off all season long. We are 15 minutes away from a potential new or defending Champions League winning side. Each side has rung the substitutions now. It is basically a whole new 11 for each side on the park right now. And the quality's fallen away. The legs have become tired. It's about who doesn't make the biggest mistake really right now. So we ready to go again. So we're back underway. 15 minutes to go. Will it be Arsenal's first? Will it be PSG defending their crown? Or will it be spot kicks? Haven't had that since Madrid 10 years ago. So Zabani comes on at centre-half. Beraldo's filling in as a makeshift central defensive midfielder. Arsenal playing with Hincapié on one leg at left-back. It's really second-string stuff right now. That's what champion sides are made of. Depth, next man up mentality. And one of these sides here could do it. Could become that champion. Long ball searching for and finding where and Emery. Two French team compatriots as Saliba goes out to meet him. Beraldo's played some key domestic minutes. Ilya Zabani's signing hasn't quite worked out. But could he go and hurt a Premier League side after he left the Premier League only 10 months ago? Emery looking for Barcola. He rises. There it is. Oh, it's loose. Oh, Raya had to come because Ramos was there. Oh, it was going to be 2-1. That's twice Raya saved the day. And the way he clawed it out as well. Didn't palm it into danger, David Wright. And Gonzalo Ramos could let it just bounce off him and into the back of the net. A rare occasion where PSG have played a ball in the box and have won the aerial duel. Doué. Is that the spark they needed to kick into gear here? So Emery, nutmeg, Doué. He says his moment, Doué. Oh, block. So Emery, Zabani, capable with the ball at his feet. Hakimi. He's taken the captain's armband after Marquinhos has made way. Hakimi, cross took a touch. Raya can claim. There's his touch loose, but falls away of Declan Rice. It's a poor kick from Raya, but it's worked out. Rice around the corner. Beraldo winning that aerial duel. Timber away from danger. And finding Odomatoweke, he's been probably the most bright in extra time. And they've been bundled over by Desiree Doué. Free kick Arsenal. Defending for PSG to do. It was a lazy challenge from Doué. Stuck a leg out. And invites Madueke to go down. These are the situations which either team would love. Set pieces. Chance to crown the box. It's Declan Rice. Three minutes into this second half of extra time. Rice got it in there. Safanov got an important touch. And Hakimi can skip away. Martinelli there to battle away with him. PSG dodged that bullet. Devilish ball across the path to find Warren Zammary. Skips away. Swimming Capia. But Martinelli doing the defensive work. Luis Enrique head in hands. That was the chance for them. And Capia can't keep up with that injury. Jean Neves. Hakimi. They've got Martinelli now as a makeshift left wing back. And Capia's come central. He's labouring. Stats are there. PSG have passed and passed and passed. But haven't gotten past Arsenal enough today. It's still level. Dembele from the spot. Havertz inside of 6 minutes. 10 minutes to go in this Champions League final. Well, it will be decided from the penalty spot. PSG happy just to keep the ball. Arsenal happy just to defend without it. These are those important moments. Hakimi. Jean Neves getting away from Zubimendi. And Zubimendi couldn't keep it in play. It's corner kick. You can cut the tension with a knife. I've not seen this in a decade. A potential game going to spot kicks. Doué's outswinger. Another poor delivery from Paris Saint-Germain. Martinelli around the corner, but Warren Zammari's there. So just for the safety of Safanov behind him. What next now for one of these two sides? Bradley Barcola. The pace has almost come to a snail's pace. It's become so slow. Doué. One of the talents that's still in the park. Luis Enrique continues to bark orders from the touchline. He wants movement. Doué can turn. Berardo in the pivot. Jean Neves. Both sets of fans. Edge of their seat stuff here. Nerves jangling. Destiny awaits one of these two football clubs. Two giants of the game. Only one winner though. Zammary. Barcola. Back to Doué. Whips it in. Looking for Gonzalo Ramos. Too close to David Raya. And the Spaniard can easily collect that one. PSG missing that pizzazz right now. Zabani. Rice. Beraldo heads in well. The Arsenal centre-backs just look at each other for a moment there. And the end, Saliba comes away with it. So Mendy can receive that. Find Rice, who looks long. Mendes is in the way. Timber wins it back off him. Not at his best game today, Nuno Mendes, in particular on the football. Is there a mistake in one of these two sides? Luis Enrique continuing to make himself known to his players. Feels like both the two teams are just crying out for spot kicks. Eza. Oh, looking for Manaweke. It's those two, isn't it, really, for Arsenal? They look the most dangerous on the park of anyone out there. That's why you sign those types of players. I've got to be honest, PSG look out on their feet. They're trying here, but I just don't think they've got anything left in them. You've had 8 clubs in back-to-back European Cups. Only one club has done that in the Champions League. PSG are searching for that now as they come forward with their captain, Hakimi. Arsenal, one of the biggest clubs in world football, a global entity, yet to lift a European trophy. Is today their day? Is Mikel Arteta going to take the clean sweep and do the Premier League and Champions League double? 3 other Premier League clubs have done that previous to them. Arsenal are tight. PSG are probing. Ball in for Barkla, dealt with. Repelled as far as João Neves. 5 minutes to go here in extra time. Doué. That pass deflected, but into the grateful feet of Beraldo. As the Parisians find their beat again. Doué. Gonzalo Ramos. Feels like a bit of a training ground drill here as they continue to build with pass after pass after pass. And Arsenal, they're working on their shape. Every player on the edge of their own area here. Zabani, you know, he can possess the football. João Neves getting away from Capia, who's still struggling with that injury. João Neves. Doué. Oh. It took a touch and almost deflected up and over right. And Nuno Mendes had to pick up the yellow. There's only one result there. Tired legs versus the fresh legs of Madueke. There is a lot of tired chaps out there right now. And Capia can't go. That's you went out of play, I think. That is no nonsense from Nuno Mendes. Might as well take a yellow card with him. It's like you're watching a non-league game. It's that sort of level right now. The speed is slowed. The quality has disappeared. And this is where mistakes make for chances. Raya sends it up. Now to play for Paris Saint-Germain goal kick. We've got 2 minutes to go. And if you're a player right now, though, you've got to keep your head. Half your mind's thinking about a spot kick. The other half has to focus on the game. So making sure you don't make the crucial error now. There will be nerves absolutely a breaking point for all these players, these managers, these fans. The Puskás Arena is an area of immense pressure. Beraldo, loose touch, hands possession back to Madueke. That's a dangerous threat. Here's Madueke. Timber. Oh, gee. Hit the side netting. He took it on. The Dutchman. Chance miss for Arsenal. Shaking his head during Timber. He thought that was it. Sabani winning that duel. It's fallen away with Eberechi Eza. Zubamendi. It's got to be now for Arsenal. Rice. Only Madueke's ball in. Tailed by Beraldo. Gyökeres. Took a touch. Corner kick Arsenal. This is it. This is it. The Champions League final could be decided by this corner kick. Wouldn't that be fitting for Arsenal? They all are at the back post. It's Madueke's left-footed in-swinger. It's dinked in. It's dealt with by Barcola. Safanov comes. Repelled again by Gonzalo Ramos as Rice. Deflected. It's a goal kick. And that's that. We're going to go to spot kicks to decide this game. Nothing to separate these two sides. So, to the spot we go. We're going to get a winner at last. To 2 hours of football. Here we go. Safanov there, over at the laptop. Getting the notes. This is going to be a quite mental final few moments here. Who takes the penalties? Who wants it? Who wants it, really? For Paris Saint-Germain, Warren Zaire-Emery, Barcola, Doué, Gonzalo Ramos. For Arsenal, Eza, Madueke, Rice. There's not many great penalty takers still in the park. You know, players like Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Havertz, Ødegaard, Saka, all off. Like, it really is going to be the second stringers here. There is head in hands everywhere you look. The pressure has never been greater. And this is why we love this game. Who takes first for Arsenal? Is it Gyökeres? Is it Eza? Is it Rice? Arteta calls his troops in. They've obviously got a player in Hincapie who can't even move as well, so he's probably not going to take an early one. 15 major trophies won out of 18 appearances for Luis Enrique in finals. Mikel Arteta has won an FA Cup with Arsenal. They've won a Community Shield from the spot. Safnov, who would have thought, after Donnarumma left, that he'd be the man in goal for the UEFA Champions League final. How's your bottle? Tell you what, from the penalty spot, I back Arsenal. I really do. Look at the scenes. Look at the scenes. So there we go. Hakimi and Rice now, the two skippers. German referee's going to toss the coin. We'll see which way we're kicking. So it's going to the Parisian end. It's going to the Parisian end. Who's taking it first? Wow. Could that be important? Could that be a game changer? PSG won both. I think they'll go first and they'll kick to their end. Is that a sign? Maybe, potentially. It's Paris Saint-Germain and Arsenal. It's 1-1 in regulation and extra time as well. And now it's time for spot kicks. I'm nervous. I have no interest. This is football. This is why we love this game. This is what makes or breaks some of the best players in the world. That single spot in the box. They'll be taking out the Paris Saint-Germain end. It's Paris Saint-Germain to take first. Here we go. Here we go. So it's the Portuguese, Gonçalo Ramos, who will step up first for Paris Saint-Germain. It is the Spaniard and the Portuguese, toe-to-toe, to start this penalty shootout out. He's come off the bench. He's had a good run out, but he hasn't touched it many times. Fans, managers, staff, players alike, all on the edge of their seat. Are beating out their chest. What about this man right here? Gonçalo Ramos, stepping up to the task first of anyone. The referee gives the goalkeepers a talking to. No silly business here. He's refereed this game fantastically well today. Bit of respect between David Raya and Safnov, and now we're ready to go. So then, Gonçalo Ramos to take first for Paris Saint-Germain. David Raya in between the sticks. Up he steps and puts it in the top right corner. Isn't that a confident penalty from the Portuguese international. And goes and rolls up those home fans. What a way to start the shootout. Look, there's confident penalties and there's that. That's top corner stuff. And that instills the whole team with confidence. Up steps Victor Gyökeres. The Swede has delivered at times this season. They can deliver in Budapest. It was brought in to make the difference. Can you do it from the spot? It's the Russian Safonov in goal. It's the Swede Victor Gyökeres. Slots it home. Coolly and calmly. They're one apiece. That was coolly taken from the Swede. Safonov, I think, went early. Yeah, he went really early. And Gyökeres just kept his head down and he knew he picked his corner. He was always going to find it. Clinical penalty converter. So the two forwards have struck gold. It's now Desiree Doué's turn. One of the youngest on the park. Steps up second for Paris Saint-Germain. Both are 1 from 1. Can PSG be 2 for 2? Doué and Raya. Bending run up. And coolly slotted home. Bottom right hand corner. The Frenchman past the Spaniard. Is that something we can look forward to at the World Cup? Mightily well taken by Desiree Doué. Again, picks his corner. He made his mind up. He's going to go there no matter what. And he rolls it home. Eza now. And man, that's probably one of the coolest men on the planet. There's not many like Eberechi Eza. He was brought in also to be a point of difference. And he has a chance to deliver on the biggest stage of all. Eza in Budapest. To make it 2-2. It's Eze. Stuttering run up. And puts it wide! Eze's missed it! It was a nervy run up. Stutter steps, hesitations. Safonov held his ground and Eze pulled wide. Well done, Safonov. He just stood his ground and Eze took too long and pulled it. And now a chance for PSG for some parity. This is massive. And it's Nuno Mendes, another Portuguese. A big game player. The ever consistent. One of the best attackers and one of the best attacking fullbacks in world football. Steps up to the plate for Paris Saint-Germain's third penalty kick. It's 2-1 now. Can he make it 3-1? Nuno Mendes. Saved by David Raya. What a save for the Spaniard. And Arsenal could yet draw level. A massive save from the Spaniard. Look, it's a saveable height, but it's hit powerfully. And David Raya went early. And he made the perfect save. Didn't go low, didn't go high. He went right in the middle, Nuno Mendes. And David Raya's there to make the stop. So then, we've had two back-to-back misses. It's the Philly captain, Declan Rice. Can the Englishman put this kick away? He's a man that never puts a foot wrong. He's got to keep that consistency now from the spot. Declan Rice for Arsenal. Rice coolly converts. Just rolled it into the back of the net. It's not a great penalty kick, but Safonov waits too long and stuck on his line. And we're all level at 2 apiece after 3 kicks. And all of a sudden, those Arsenal frowns are smiles. Now it's the other captain, Achraf Hakimi. Has carried a lot of sides on his shoulders, including the nation of Morocco. Can he carry PSG to a victory here? The 4th spot kick for Paris Saint-Germain. Achraf Hakimi versus David Raya. Coolly converted. Powerfully into the bottom left-hand corner. And PSG lead 3-2. Really well taken by the skipper, Achraf Hakimi. I think David Raya, if even he went, that bottom right corner would have got there. So how's your bottle now? It's Gabriel Martinelli who's stepping up to the task. Composure is key. The finish vital. It is Gabriel Martinelli for Arsenal. And absolutely rattles in the top left-hand corner. That's some penalty. What a way to instill some confidence in your side. Wraps the top left corner. Goes up to his goalkeeper. Gives him the congratulations. And it's time for David Raya to do his job. We're 3 apiece after 4. Arteta happy with that one. Ødegaard overjoyed. It's Beraldo off the bench. And this is nerve moments now. Beraldo. Oh, right into the corner. That's side netting. Raya went early. And now it's all on Arsenal. Sudden death stuff now. I'll tell you what, that is unsavable. Gabriel. He has to score for Arsenal. If he doesn't, the trophy's heading to Paris. If he does, we go on for another round. It is sudden death from the spot. The centre-half has been arguably the best player in the world this season. But can he make it count when it matters most? Arsene can't bear to watch. Gabriel versus Safonov. Is this PSG's moment? He buzzed it over! Paris Saint-Germain with the Champions League final! In a classic! It's Parisian perfection! In Budapest tonight! The kings of France and the kings of Europe yet again. Back-to-back European champions. The second team to do that in the UEFA Champions League. The 9th team to do it in history. Arsenal inches away. They've been so good all season. But when it mattered most, it was the Parisian pedigree that made it count. 4-3 from the spot. Luis Enrique will lift a 16th major trophy. The 3rd UEFA Champions League of his career. He joins big names, huge names in the managerial world like Zinedine Zidane, Guardiola, Bob Paisley and Carlo Ancelotti. It's the cruelest way to lose, but it's the most epic way to win. PSG are going to be Champions League winners for 25-26. Arsenal really did it. They nearly had it, But PSG are champions of Europe. What a game, what a night, and what a season. They do it again. Havertz in the 6th minute, Dembele from the spot in the 65th minute, and then when it mattered most, PSG through, winning 4-3 on spot kicks. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's been one hell of a season and a crazy penalty shootout. And it was Gabriel's kick that proved to be the difference. 1-1 after regulation, PSG 4-3 from the spot.